No, that's not right. He doesn't look at me. He looks at the spot just above my head. Come here, he says curtly. I just glare at him, and his face knots into a frown. He comes over to me quickly and grips me by the arm, pulling me across the room roughly. You're hurting me, I stammer. He pushes me roughly into a chair in front of the dressing table, slamming the glass bottle down on the table in front of me. I stare at it. An entire life contained in this tiny little bottle. I swallow down hard and look past it to the mirror in front of me. I can see him behind me, reflected in the glass, but he's not looking at me. He's turned his face away, and all I can see is his profile. His expression almost looks calm. It should take effect in under an hour, he mutters. The rest of the house are asleep, so no one should disturb you. If you were to take it now, then it should all be over by morning. All over. If you take it now, then I'll be free of this. Oh God, I don't know whether I can do this. Don't you want to save his life? Well, of course, but I go. Can't you? I trail off, not knowing if I want to finish the sentence. I watch his face turn towards me in the mirror, his expression still closed. I can't force it down you. He mutters, reading my thoughts as always. The potion is charmed. Only the mother can take it. Mother. I press my lips together before I work myself up to speak. Will you stay with me? I whisper. A shadow passes over his face. No, he murmurs. No, I don't. He trails off and then he turns and to stride away from me swiftly, pausing only when he reaches the door. I shall return in 1 hour, he says quietly before he quietly leaves the room. I know why he won't stay. I know. He doesn't want to see it happen. Alright, he might not want it. He might not want or care about this baby, but he cares about me, doesn't he? What's he gone to do, I wonder? Has he gone to have a quiet glass of brandy while I get rid of his unborn baby? Will he sit there in silence, wondering, or hoping? I turn back to look at the bottle in front of me. It rests there on the smooth wood of the table, completely benign and utterly harmless to the eye. Perhaps I should just drink it down now, in one, before I can have time to think about it. It's to save him, isn't it? Wouldn't I do anything to save him? But it's his child, a part of him and a part of me. His life or our child's. That's what it boils down to, isn't it? He always wanted complete control over me. I guess he's got his wish now, ironically. He's truly colonized me now. I'm carrying a part of him around in me. It's growing in my stomach. No, not growing. It's not really a baby. It's too early for it to be a baby, isn't it? It's just a bunch of cells, really. My hand slides over my belly. Does it feel any bigger than usual? More rounded? I dig my nails into my stomach ever so slightly, while the other hand reaches out, curling my fingers around the cold glass bottle, flicking the stopper off of it with my thumb. It comes free with a hollow pop. I lift the vial to my lips, trying not to think about babies, warm, plush, good-smelling babies. My hand shakes, and before it reaches my lips, I slam the bottle down on the table I suck in a breath to the depths of my lungs. I never thought I'd end up in a mess like this. This sort of thing happens to girls like Pansy Parkinson or Lavender Brown. Not to me. Not to plain old Jane Goody Two-Shoes Snot. Swat? Hermione Granger. This is for the best, really. Lucius will die if he will find out about this. And even if I survive and get myself out of this place, he'd never follow me. Pride wouldn't allow it. And I'll have to go through the rest of my life with a baby holding me down. I'll never go to university. There'll be no one to help me. Not now that my parents are dead. And everywhere I go, there'll be whispers about the baby's father and who it might be. And I couldn't cope when they started to whisper Lucius's name. It's all immaterial, really. Because God knows I'll never get out of this place. Lucius isn't going to leave this place with me. Stupid to hope for, really. I bite down hard on my lip, so hard I can taste blood, as my tears burn in my eyes again. Tears for what might have been. What should have been. How did it come to this? I look in the mirror. My pale, haunted face stares back at me, lit up waxing yellow by the dim candlelight. Dead-looking. Lifeless. How did I used to look? Can I imagine myself looking any different now? I stare at the mirror for what feels like forever, my eyelids drooping with tiredness. I'm tired. So tired. I want nothing more than just to fall asleep and to never, ever wake up. And I can see myself. I'm watching from a bird's eye view. I can see me, but not me. And not the me I am now. I look tiny. No more than 12 years old. I'm running through the Hogwarts ground in my school uniform, my cheeks pink, and my eyes gleaming with irritation. I'm shouting Ron in my very best teacher voice. Ron, give it back! It's not funny! And there's laughter, loud, uncontrolled laughter, as I can see Ron's running away from me. And oh yes, I remember when this was. He'd stolen my Hogwarts history. And I couldn't catch up with him. Ron! I shout, and then more laugh mixture went with Ron. And then more laughter mixes in with Ron's. And then only then do I see Harry. He's laughing along with Ron. But he's quite far behind us. I can only just make him out. And I am sure that it's him. I can see the stalk of black hair and the glint of those glasses in the sunlight. And then the scene shifts. And I feel a jolt of shock when I realize Ron's not Ron anymore, but a girl. A girl who might be almost Jenny. But it's not. She's a little older than 12. She's the same red hair and freckles. And reckless eyes as Ron, running up ahead with the same copy of Hogwarts history in her hand. Give it back! And I'm not me anymore. I'm a boy. Perhaps a year or two older than the girl. With the same bright ginger hair and smattered with freckles, and now it's his eyes that are bright with exasperation as his sister laughs at him. But hers is not the only laughter I can hear. Harry finally catches up with the pair of them, but it's not Harry anymore. He's their brother, the older one I couldn't see all that time ago, but who I can see clearly now. He's an athlete, like his little sister. His long limbs are an easy striding run. Tell me that much. Sorry, God. His long limbs and easy striding run tell me that much. He laughs as he catches them, his face creasing up with mirth. His pale face. His features are sloping and fine. He has the bones of a true aristocrat. His skin is china white despite the summer sun, and his white blonde hair whips off his forehead as he runs to catch up with his siblings. He reaches his sister with a rugby tackle, rugby even? God damn! Rugby tackles her to the ground. She squeals and kicks her legs out. holding on to the book for all it's worth. He wrestles it off her with ease. "You bloody spoilsport!" she wails in mockery, and he laughs at her again as he hands the book back to his grateful brother. "Don't be so bloody mean to him," he says back, but he's still laughing. And as he laughs, I notice his eyes, not the cold gray steel I was expecting, but warm, dark brown. "Oh, stop messing about. Go to Quidditch practice." "He hasn't," she says as she pulls herself to her feet. The red-headed brother sniffs disapprovingly. "I'd rather be studying than wasting my time on a broomstick." The scene fades away from me as the three of them argue this point, a point that myself would personally agree with. And I feel my heart swell inexplicably with pride and love. I start awake, jolting myself back to my senses so suddenly it almost hurts. That was an awesome flashback, by the way. Actually, I kind of hate reading this right now. I don't know why. I'm just kind of like, oh my god, dude. I just remember this going on for a really long time and me being like, bitch, you're not gonna get rid of your kid. Like, what are you even doing? Okay, sorry. Oh, a lot of yawning in this episode. I stare into the mirror in front of me, and as I look that was a weird noise. As I look into my eyes, and I realize that I'm looking into them just as I was a second ago, only in a pale, sloping face surrounded by white blonde hair. The realization kicks me in the stomach. I don't believe in divination. I never believed that humans can see the future. But I've never believed in absolute evil either. I never believed in giving up on what you believe in to save your own skin. And I never, ever would have believed that I would have fallen in love with Lucius Malfoy and fallen pregnant with his child. So could I start believing in divination now? And look at the bottle, which is now warm in my shaking hands. I can't. I just can't. Not after what I've seen. What the strange bunch of formulated cells in my stomach could become. God help me. God help us both, but I've made my decision. And it'll be the death of Lucius and I. I draw my hand back, and I throw the bottle across the room, and watch blankly as the glass shatters and spreads across the stone wall, coming to land in shards on the floor.